Hi, everybody! Today we're going to see how I draw Dr. Aphra from Star Wars. Just so you know, there's a coloring book that you can get through Amazon. Just follow the link in my description and you can get a coloring book to show me how you color to how I draw. Okay, pencils first and then Sharpies. So if you don't want to watch the pencil portion of the video where I sketch the whole thing out, look in the description and you'll find a link that you can click on that will take you to the Sharpie portion of the video. I'll even include one for color. But for those of you that are going to stick around, I'm going to start off with a quick sketch for myself and get us going. I'm giggling because of the way I said that. Because I record it, I say it, then I start drawing. It's all in one thing and I just edit it out, cut it up, that kind of thing. So, look, if you can't laugh at yourself, you can't laugh at anyone else, right? And not that I want to laugh at anybody else, but I'm just saying, I notice the silly things I do, right? Like when I say, you know, from Star Wars. My favorite dumb thing to say is when I say the Nintendo Switch one. When I say, from Nintendo Switch. Like I said, if you can't laugh at yourself, you know, what else do you have? You gotta, you know, be able to laugh at yourself and appreciate the silly things that we do without thinking. So, Dr. Aphra, right? Straight from the comics. This was a great idea, and it's so amazing how much attention she's gotten, how popular she's gotten, because it's a great character. It's a great change of pace, right? It's a humanoid-looking alien, right? I mean, can we agree that everybody in Star Wars is an alien, right? They're not from Earth, so we consider them aliens, right? Even Luke, right? Technically, he's an alien. So, what do they call them, though? They call them basics, because they call their language basic. Like, you speak basic? What, you speak bocce? So anyway, the point is, such a great basic character that is interesting and creative and is not a big scary monster, right? Like she's an awesome, what do you call it, bounty hunter, and she didn't need to be all kinds of crazy, you know, like the rest of the bounty hunters, crazy robot, whatever, or Boba Fett style, you know what I mean? She's great in her own way, in her own right. And I think that's got to do with, you know, great writing and, well, that's it, just great writing. If you can get someone to write a comic that's good, that's it, that's all you need, right? That's the power of a good writer. Hey, let's go on a Star Wars rant. You know what else is the power of good writing? Is letting writers do their job. What I mean is, my biggest complaint with a lot of the Star Wars movies is they let the directors write the story, and that's such a bad idea. It never works out. It should, again, there's a reason writers exist. There's a reason that they do their jobs and they know what they're doing and they do a good job, right? That's like saying, I'm going to go on an even bigger rant. The reason a lot of these movies are good and awesome and fantastic is because of the great designers, right? The costume designers, the art designers, all this stuff, the lighting, the cinematographers, all these people that know how to do their job. And I'm not saying that the directors don't. But that's exactly it. They're just directors. That's all they do. They tell you how they want it, and then I was about to say and then everybody else moves their hands to make it look like that, right? So, if you were going to get a director and say, make the Star Wars movie, and he were to say, okay, I'm going to do all the special effects, I'm going to do that, ridiculous, right? Silly. There's no way. It's just not going to work. Why do the same thing for the writing? Why let them... It doesn't make any sense. None whatsoever. So that's my rant. That's my... I just don't get why they do stuff like that. You know, when you've got perfectly good writers that that's what they do for a living, you know? But that's my Star Wars rant for the day. Thank you. Welcome. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. But yeah, so long story short, that's what I think why she's so successful is that there have been good writers, good comics, and amazing artists. I mean, that's another thing that does a good job is someone who can really make it beautiful. Because the other thing is, we're reading a comic it's a visual indulgence, right? It's like we're not reading a book, we are looking at pictures, pretty pictures. So it helps if, well, it's imperative. Here's your word of the day. It's imperative that it looks visually amazing, right? Because again, we are looking at this for a reason. We're not reading the book. And I hate to say it like that, like, you know, we don't want to read books. I'm just saying, if we wanted to read a book, we'd be reading a book. If we want to see pretty pictures, well, that's why we came to the comics, right? So it's necessary to have a good-looking comic if you want it to be successful. And people have to do it. I get it. And the thing is, not everybody can do it well. And that's where I was going with this, is you have to have a good-looking comic with good artists telling a good story. And if you can make it even better, if you can make it the best, or if you can make it, you know, better than average, heck yes, you got a success on your hands. So I think that's what happened with Dr. Aphra. I think there was a great artist, great character, great character arc / story, and that's the success of her. And I think it's a great thing. That's amazing, you know, because we need stuff like that. Here's where it's going to get tricky. I have to make her face pretty and a little alien, but not, right? I mean, she wants to look, I want her to look human. Sorry, I guess earthly, but I want her to look alien as well, right? And give her nice features, because, you know, the thing is, I want it to be pleasing to the eye. She's a beautiful person, and even though that's not important, it doesn't hurt, right? Okay, so I think that's going to work for the face. And now I've got to figure out how to do her hat. Oh man, I missed out on the Black Series toy for this one. I'm really frustrated about that. That kind of sucks, but what are you gonna do, right? That's my biggest complaint with Hasbro right now, is that they did a lot of stuff, and so now if you didn't grab it, you're not gonna get it. But maybe, who knows? Maybe they'll re-release some stuff, and we'll get some I wouldn't say reissues, but, you know, like what do you call it? Oh, they're talking about redoing the Rogue One series, and that's fantastic. I've been redoing them with face redos. What do they call it? The face painting, that new design. So they're gonna get them again. So it's gonna be cool. It's gonna be awesome. I already have them, but I would buy them again with new paint and all that stuff. You got my money. But you got to put other stuff out too. You know, that's the thing. You can't just do a few and then say, okay, next. I mean, come on, we got to let us get them. So, all right, let me erase a little bit of this. I think I'm ready with my sketch. This is the hardest kneaded eraser I've ever had. So I want to erase some of these sketch lines and keep the confidence lines. So what I do is the first lines I put down, I just basically try to get placement. I want to make sure I'm in the camera, it's straight, it's facing the right way, and then when I feel that I'm going the right place, then I start with the confidence lines. And so basically I start pressing harder because I'm more confident with the placement. Now I want my Sharpie to stand out, not my pencil line, so what I'm doing now is lightly erasing, and those sketch lines disappear easily because there's barely any lead there. The confidence lines takes more pressure, so as I'm erasing lightly, I get rid of my sketchiness and keep the confidence. And that's how you live your life. Get rid of your sketchiness, keep your confidence. So there you go. I think there's enough gone that I can see where we're going to go, but it won't stand out over the Sharpie. So I say we welcome all the skippers and get going. All right. Welcome, skippers. Welcome to the Sharpie portion of the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe because I do a different drawing every day. You can join along and have some fun. I'm going to be using a Sharpie fine point and a Sharpie pen, mostly the fine point, but the pencil finer than the fine point. It can find things that the fine point can't quite find. I've sketched the entire thing out. I've erased the majority of the sketch lines, but left myself enough to see where I'm going to go. So I'm going to start off with the face. And if you want to see more Star Wars, check out that playlist right there. Just check out the playlist in general, because I do so many that I probably have already drawn what you're looking for, but it doesn't hurt to look and give me a request if not. So I'm gonna start off with the face. I'm gonna draw the eyes just to make sure it's pointed right at you. Like this. All right, and so I'm gonna draw the retina, the color part, just to kind of look straight at you like this. And because it's so tiny, there's only so much I can add. Like I really can't add the pupil. I can try to dab it just a little bit, just for my own sake. And it's so tiny you won't even ever see that. But for my own sake, it looks good. Now, it's so tiny I can't draw the bottom of the eye or it's all gonna start to bleed. What I like to do is just kind of come in like that, just a little bit, just to show that it's coming in, just a touch. And I like to add like a little bit of a cat eye for an eyebrow. Right? Just to thicken it up on the ends right there. Just to give it that nice eyelash look. Like she doesn't really have cat eye like eyeliner, but it helps. It's generic and helps to give it that look. Okay? So I'm gonna draw her eyebrows. Like this. Something like that, and there's not a lot more I can really do for the nose because it's contours. It's not a hard edge, right? Like the only hard edge I can really do are the nostrils and maybe the sides of the nostrils. So let's do this. Let's do something like this. And again, I don't want to go too far because I don't want to cause a lot of hard edges, but I can kind of do something like this. Now, all the bulb of her nose and all that stuff, I want to do that, but I'd rather do it with color than give it a hard black edge because there's no black edge on the bulb of that nose. I can draw her mouth. And it's not a perfect looking mouth, but I'm going to try to fix that with lips. And that's what it is. That's the seam. I'm trying to draw the center of it now, or the lips, to give it that's the center of what I was doing, right? So I'm going to draw the bottom lip. Like this. And it's kind of lipstick looking, but that's okay. I'm fine with that. Now, here's the thing. She's wearing that helmet, and so I want to draw some messy hair, but I kind of almost want to leave some of that for color too. So let me try to draw some kind of helmet that she might be wearing, or not might be, that she is wearing, and then draw some hairlines like all messed up inside there, right? I'm gonna go ahead and draw the edge of the helmet. Well, here, let's give her the chin so you see where we are, so you get a feel for the look of her face. And as you notice, I'm thickening up some of my edges because when I switch over to this Sharpie, you're going to see a huge difference in line width, and I'm just trying to match where it's about to go. You don't have to if you're working with pencil, or even if you're working with Sharpie. I'm just explaining to you why I draw how I draw, okay? So since the helmet is, or the hat, I guess is what it is over her head, I do want to go ahead and draw like the edge of it, like this. Okay, and then we're gonna do the goggles and all that stuff, but right now I'm more determined to get the shape of it. And I wanna draw like the little strap hanging down, like that, where it goes across, or where it, you know, attaches, where it's supposed to attach, but she's got it hanging down all cool style. So let's do the other one like that. And it's got those ears, so let's go ahead, and it looks like I've got her head turned slightly because I can see more on this side than that side. So I'm gonna draw the edge of it like this. This one will say, all you can see is the hat. You can't really see the edge of the earpiece. So I'll do something like that. Again, just to define the outer edges. Before I draw all that, let's go ahead and draw some hair. Let's define a few strings hanging down. And so that'll also give me edges that I can play around with of the face, right? So we'll say we draw some hairlines like this. And some of it's gonna be hanging out, some, you know, kind of flowing like this, because it's all pushed out underneath the helmet. I keep calling it a helmet, underneath the hat. There, I want to draw more hairlines, but I think that will define like the hair flowing through, and I want to draw, we'll do like that, like a couple lines like hitting, same thing here, like falling through her hair or through her face, kind of getting in the way of all the details. But see, now I can also define this edge, and I'm going to say that that's hair. I'm not going to say that that's going through. That'll leave me, you know, a little bit of playroom, right? So she's got those goggles. So let's do something like that, and try to do the other side. In my sketch, I can already see that I didn't get it right. Try to do the other side kind of the same as far as size and placement. See, a little bit bigger, that's okay. That's all right. So that's why I say try, because it doesn't always work. But as long as you try, that's what's important. I'm gonna draw the outer edges. Like this. And we'll go ahead and say like it's the inside like that, right? Because obviously she's got to see through them, right? And I guess we'll say there's a strap all the way across, like that. So now I can draw the top of her head. And so I can't find really good pictures. I mean, this is all made up anyway, but I can't really find good pictures of if there's a seam or what like that. I mean, again, this is everybody making it up that writes comics, so I'm just gonna kind of do like this and just say, yeah, there's a seam down the middle. And again, thickening up my outer edges just for what's about to happen, because I'm about to switch over. Okay, I think that looks good to me, so let's do it. Let's switch over. So I'm going to switch to this, and so I'm trying to find some good, all I really have are some comic pictures and toy pictures, that's it. So let's draw her shirt open a little bit, like this. And this is where it's going to get a little difficult, because some of it you can't quite see because of the nature of hair over cloth and stuff like that, you know? Like this. Ooh, my hand's shaky today. There's her vest. I'm trying not to draw through the hair. I want to keep that nice and pretty as far as subtle or looking good, you know? I mean, I did all that work and now I'm just gonna draw big thick lines through it, you know? Especially with a big Sharpie like this. We need to have a talk, Sharpie. You call it a fine point, but there's nothing fine about it. So, you and I need to, but hey, if you want to sponsor me, you know, I love them. They're fantastic. They're the best in the world. Sharpie, better in your life. I don't know. Okay, so let's give her like a neckline like this, just to kind of define just a little bit of the inside like that underneath the shirt. And again, this kind of all disappears under the hair right there, so I'm not too worried about where that's going. All right, that'll work. That'll work. All right, this hand's up holding her blaster. This one's just out. And that's the nice thing, is it's pretty much just a normal costume. We're gonna draw a shoulder like this. Well, there's a shirt actually. To her bicep, to the crook of her arm, back of the arm to the elbow. It's bent. And then the glove. This, I can bring the other arm down, or the other side of the arm, like that. And then I'm gonna draw her fist, holding her blaster. And I don't know if she's supposed to have DL44, but that's what the toy has, and that's what it looks like. This is why the Sharpies don't work all the time. Sometimes it's a little too thick, you know? Like I'm trying to go for subtle, I'm trying to keep it pretty. You know, it's a nice, delicate, feminine hand. And then these Sharpies are just, ah! Not always, Sharpie. We don't always want to scream, you know? It's the back of the hand coming in like this. I'll add some detail in a second. Let's just go ahead and finish all the rest of this. Fingers up in there like this. I'm gonna draw some gun details. And what's funny is I'm just drawing the DL44 from memory. I don't have a good picture of it. So it's probably not right, but oof, look at that. Look at that scope. Look at that. Look how bad that is. All right. Again, I'm not too worried about it. That's not the most important part. But again, see how thick this is? That's what I'm talking about versus that. That's what I don't like, that this ends up looking super, super thin compared to these big, huge line widths. Sometimes it works, but when you're doing something like this, like, man, I really wish that Sharpie would get their stuff together. But it's not their fault. It's not like we have to be using Sharpies. I just like using things that you have lying around the house. You know, I like that you can just find a Sharpie and get going. You don't have to buy art supplies. You don't have to, you know, try too hard. That this is stuff that you can just get, that you can just open the drawer, ask your parents, or look in your room, you know, and you might have one, right? Okay, I think that's good for that. There's not much I'm going to do here because that's just skin. This is a shirt. I can maybe do a couple of folds like that, but I'm not going to go too crazy there. Her jacket, it looks like it's just a jacket, nothing too crazy. I had like maybe a seam. You know, there's not much I can really do. I don't see any pockets or anything. Ooh, maybe there's one down here. Let's do a pocket down here. Something like that. But again, it's a jacket, so there's not much we can really do because it's the outer layer, right? It keeps her warm. All right, this hand is just sticking out. That's all I'm gonna do there. So again, we're gonna draw the short sleeve. This, go ahead and close it off. Ooh, why is my paper so bulgy? Why is it bumping so much? And now that that's closed, I can draw her bicep down to her forearm. We'll go ahead and do the other side too so you can see where we are. Do the forearm to the glove. And just like we did there, it's an extended little rolled up glove. And her hand is just out like that, nothing crazy. Let's see if I can, it's bleeding, that's really what it is. This is bleeding a lot. That's why it's so thick. It's a bleeding Sharpie. And I'm pretty much just following my sketch. That's why I can just kind of come in here and just draw freehanded. I sketched the entire thing out, you know, so I planned it. So don't feel frustrated if you can't do it just straight like that. I mean, I can't either. That's why I had to sketch it out, you know. Okay. That'll work. Nothing too crazy here. Again, it's just her arm, so there's not a lot I can do as far as lines. Not a lot I want to do, really. Because it's skin, you know? All right, so we're going to just come down here to her belt. And the like low gunslinger belt. Why can't I think of that word? What is going on with my brain? We're adding a little pack of something on there like that. That's where she keeps her gum. And then maybe a little extra something over here. Don't know what it is, but we're gonna say that's right there. Same thing over here, but again, it's gonna go down to her her holster. Now her holster is going to be empty because, yes, she's got her gun in her hand, right? Should I do some kind of something? We'll just do it like that, just to kind of break up the negative space. There we go. Keep it subtle, keep it light. Now I can finish that up because, see, I didn't know where it was going to be, so I didn't want to draw through it. So now that I have it, I can finish it up. And maybe we'll do like a little shirt crease like that or something, you know. Breasts, I don't even have to draw. I can do it with shading or something, but that's all I'm having to do for her shirt, right? So let's draw her pants and then the holster. So the holster is hanging off to the side like this. And again, it's empty, so all we gotta do is attach it like this. I left that open because that's gonna be a strap going across. We'll say that's a little, ooh, I guess that would be that way, huh? Oh well. That's just what we're gonna do. Because this, I kind of want to go in that way to hold the gun on. You know, you kind of button it on to keep it secured. That's in episode 4. That's what Han Solo unclasps whenever Greedo challenges him in the cantina. All right, so this is going to go across. Let's draw her leg so we get an idea where we are right now, okay? Then I'm going to draw her booty like that to the hip, down to her boot. See, her crotch is about right there, so I'm going to draw this leg down, again, down to the boot. And now that I have definition, I can go ahead and bring it down, right? Oh, and I can draw that. So I'm gonna bring in the leg like this and attach it like that. Now see, I left it open like that so I can make it look like it's over and attached. I didn't want it to, I didn't want to draw through it, is what I'm trying to say, right? Okay, let's go ahead and finish up the boots. No, let's do the detail of the pants. So I like to draw creases and folds into pants and stuff like that, but she's standing pretty standard, pretty normal. So I don't really need to be doing a whole bunch, but I will draw a little bit just to show that, yeah, there are creases in these pants. There are bends, but she's not bending too much right now, you know? Keeping it simple. But that's it for that. I don't want to go too crazy because, again, she's not really in a dynamic pose. So we can keep it good and simple. All right, so boots. That's all we got to do. Space boots. Connect that stuff there. The boot hanging down like that. Something like that. Good, good, good. Let's draw both of them. Then I'll add a little bit of creases and folds into the leg or the boot to give it that used look. So there's the back of this one coming down to the heel. Down to the toe. Like that. And again, because it's a boot, there's not a lot that we can really do or need to do, really, because we're just kind of showing that, yeah, it's got some wear and tear. It's got use and folds from being bent right there, you know? Oops, kind of a big heel. But there you go. I say we take care of the rest with color. So that is Dr. Aphra from Star Wars. So here's how I colored it. Tell me what you think in the comments below, or show me what you did in our Discord group. Just have fun and make it your own, because remember, this is how I draw. You draw how you draw, and we'll meet somewhere in between. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more adventures with How I Draw. Plus, don't forget to hit that notification button for new videos.